St. Louis. Hello, St. Louis. Welcome back to another episode of Locked on Blues. I am your host, Haley Simon, and I am happy to be here as always. It is a Friday. It's been very hot this summer, but I'm enjoying the heat. But what I am missing is hockey. Well, today I hope to fill that desire of hockey, and hopefully you guys will feel a little bit rejuvenated with some hockey talk. And that's coming up on today's episode. I'm going to tell you guys about that on the other side. But this is Locked on Blues.
You're Locked on Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Like always, I want to thank all of you listening for being my everydayers, for making Locked on Blues your first listen every day. I love every single everydayer out there, and the comments are brilliant. And I don't say that lightly. I think you are so intelligent when you comment, and it really does add to the show. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to do so. And I'm going to read some comments on the Are We Feeling Blue segment today and kind of just talk to you about what you want to know and want to hear. So that is coming up. Before I get anything any further, I just want to let you know today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Again, Locked On NHL. Speaking of NHL, I've been covering the National Hockey League for about 5 seasons now. It all began in 2019 when the St. Louis Blues went to the Stanley Cup and they won and beat those Boston Bruins. I do hate the Blackhawks the most, I think, out of any team, but the Bruins, they're just such an unlikable team. So it's, always makes me feel good. Though we went Blues Day, June 12th, feels like forever ago, but that was one of my first weeks of doing Locked on Blues, and I truly cannot believe how far this has come. I work in sports radio. I'm at the studio right now. Hello, hello. And there's nothing more that I enjoy and get fulfillment out of than talking St. Louis Blues hockey with you. I truly do. This has been such a highlight of my summer. This has been a highlight of my career. And, the Locked On Network is awesome. My friend that does the Locked On Devils podcast just hit his 3-year milestone. So it is truly incredible when you have such talented people that are passionate and interesting, informative. And I think that's what makes this so special is that every single day, Monday through Friday, you and I, we get to talk about the St. Louis Blues. And it's just the Blues, right? Sometimes we might talk about other things going on if it's important in the National Hockey League. But at the end of the day, this is all Blues. And I think that having a platform just to talk about, the one team that you care about specifically is extremely important since hockey, it gets a bad rep. It's more of like a niche kind of sport or a niche. I don't know how to pronounce that. But it's not like football where every single person enjoys football. Not everybody enjoys hockey. I don't understand it either, trust me. But you're taking hockey as a whole and then you're narrowing it down even more to just specifically St. Louis hockey. Okay, well, you're going to find a group of people. And I always say this, I know that there's some people that have commented from other countries that are not just based in St. Louis, but based all over the world. And I think it's the coolest thing that our hockey team is able to reach an audience in such faraway territory, if that makes sense. I couldn't think of a better word to say out of, I don't know, faraway territory. Um, yeah, as you can tell, words. No, I like talking and I can talk quite a lot, but I just wanted to come on here since it is Friday and just, after in the US, a holiday weekend with the 4th of July, and just say how appreciative I am that I'm almost coming up on my official 1-month anniversary of doing Locked on Blues. I think I have to check what my first episode I did was. But being said, Kevin Hayes. Some call him Hollywood. I call him the Blues' news center. So let's go take a look back to Kevin Hayes' career. So it all began in 2014-2015 season with the New York Rangers, where Hazy had 79 points, 17 goals, and 28 assists. Not bad. And then in 2015-2016, again, 79 still, but it was a little bit different. The points, but oh my God, where is it? 2016-2017 with New York, he had 76 points, 17 goals, 32 assists. 2017-2018 with the Rangers, he had 76 points, 25 goals, 19 assists. That was his first season where he outdid himself in goals compared to assists, which is a beneficial thing. 2018-2019 with the Rain. Now, it's going to be low because this is when he was traded, but for the time that he did spend, wait. I'm not going to redo this episode. When I was reading the wrong column. Hold on, we're going to go back. I'm not redoing this. Should I redo it? No. 2014-2015, he had 45 points, and then 15-16, he had 36. 16-17, he had 49. 17-18, he had 44. Okay, now we're on to 18-19. The goals and all that were right. I just was reading how many games he played. So in the 2018-2019, he played 51 games with the Rangers, accumulating 42 points with 14 goals and 28 assists. And then also in 2018-19 with the Winnipeg, he had 20 games that he played with only 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points in total. Not good. Then in 2019-2020, yes, he played 69 games with Philadelphia, 23 goals, 18 assists, and 41 points. And then it just goes downhill. So then, it's not good. 2020, 2021, 55 games played, 12 goals, 19 assists, 31 points. And then this past season, probably his best season statistically, 81 games played, 18 goals, 36 assists, accumulating 54 points. And that was the most points that he has ever had in his career. So take that for what it is. And listen, I know I fumbled that a little bit, but you know what's not going to be fumbled? What I'm about to say now. It is not the best statistics, okay? I know that. You know that. Anybody that knows hockey knows that. But what I like about Kevin Hayes is that he is able to produce the setup to goals. He is great when it comes to setting that play up and making it happen. He's good at passing, and he's not a selfish type of player. So while it is a little disheartening, I guess you can say, to see not as many goals scored, I wouldn't take it as much of a negative. I would take it more as he does other things that contribute to the success of the St. Louis Blues. So at the end of the day, his stats, they tell a story. Statistics tell a story. I'm not a numbers person. I'm never going to be a numbers person, and I hope to never be a numbers person because I don't like math. I'm not good at math. Math is not my thing, and I'm never going to claim to enjoy math. I do math for fun. No, you don't. Nobody does math for fun. But what I can tell you is looking at his career, he's played 634 games. He's had 155 goals. He's had 231 assists. And his total in points, 386. That's not bad. It's not. I really like that he's had so many assists. I think that's beyond beneficial to the St. Louis team because we have guys that can score. But to have somebody that's also stellar when it comes to assists is 100% the key. I don't know what the future is going to hold for Kevin Hayes in St. Louis. I don't know if he's going to have a good season. I mean, he just went to the All-Star game this past season with Philadelphia. So, I mean, okay, like that team also isn't good, but clearly he played well enough to even get to that. So, a fun fact about Kevin Hayes, and I love telling people this because, again, hockey is connected. Who are Kevin Hayes' cousins? Matthew and Brady Tkachuk, which makes him related to our great Keith Tkachuk. So, yes, the Hayes family and the Tkachuk family are related. So, I guess that's like the symbolic piece out of this all is that he's coming to St. Louis. And one of the best of all times that played for the St. Louis Blues, one of the best in hockey of all time, to be honest, was Keith Tkachuk. And I just find that to be very sentimental. I'm not trying to get deep on today's episode. Um, I'm not trying to be, oh, well, because he's related to Keith Kachuk, that means he's going to be awesome. I'm not saying that, but it is really cool to see how Hazy will, come into this team. A couple comments I saw on yesterday's video were asking me, which line do you see him in? I probably see him in the second or third. I wouldn't put him on the first, but he's good on the power play. So maybe put him up on the first unit for the power play. There's a lot of time before the season begins. So obviously, we're going to have our mock lines. Get it? Because, I'm going to make, my different pairings and my lines and all those combinations. And that will be a fun episode or multiple episodes because then, depending on how the guys are doing and thoughts that you have, changing that up a little bit. But going back, he has talent, he has skill. It's so weird to me that, he used to be a Ranger. It's strange. Looking back on his last games that he played in Philadelphia, he had a goal against Dallas. That was April 6th. So then he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He went 5 games without any points. That's not a good way to end the season. I don't like that. Like, there's been multiple games where he hasn't done anything. Is it bad that makes me feel a little bit nervous? Is it bad that I'm thinking to myself, oh no? Oh, it's so weird. I mean, oh gosh. Well, okay. This will make you feel better. January 17th, he had 3 goals against Anaheim. That's when he got the hat trick. Yep, he got a hat trick that game. Yeah, it's not the best numbers. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan. I mean, it'll be fine. Like, I'm not panicking yet. I'm just saying that it doesn't make me feel the best. But you know what makes me feel the best? Bird dogs. Bird dogs are a stretch khaki short. And if you go to birddogs.com/lockedonnhl, they will throw in a free custom style tumbler that's Bird Dogs apparel. So make sure you guys check that out. Again, that is birddogs.com/lockedonnhl. And again, you will get that free Yeti style tumbler. Bird dogs are great. It's a great gift to give somebody. It's a great gift to receive. If you're not wearing your bird dogs, I promise you this, you're not going to want to take them off. Okay. Prospects are the future. It's true. Prospects are the future of the St. Louis Blues. Yesterday, I talked to you. My everydayers will know this about Dvorsky and how excited he's made me. I'm excited about Otto. Like, there's guys that I'm excited about, okay? Let me be excited. Let me express my excitement. This is all part of the process here on Locked on Blues, where I'm allowed to be a little passionate. I'm allowed to be a little, a little enthusiastic. I'm going to be passionate and I'm going to be enthusiastic and I'm going to be excited because the prospects on the St. Louis Bleeping Blues have talent. Talent. I What can okay, like, am I stupid? No. But obviously, I'm excited. We have, okay, like, we're going to be talking about, like, Jake Neighbors. That's one name that I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to be the biggest Neighbors fan no matter what. Left winger, baby. He was drafted in 2020, 26 overall. That's kind of funny because we had the 25th and the 29th this year besides the 10th, so it's kind of like close. And he is such a strong player. He is the future. And then even Bolduc, I mean, listen, yeah, like last year wasn't the best. Okay. But Zach will turn things around. And then we have Zach Dean, another guy that we drafted in 2021. Well, not we, the Golden Knights, and then we got him when we when we got Ivan to, like, yeah, like, we didn't draft him, the Knights did, but then, like, boom, 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 and yeah, so, like, that's how I describe my hockey as I'm, like, thinking, and then we have Joel Horfer, who will be the backup soon, because when Dvorsky is finally able to play, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be a great day. Woo! Okay. I got really excited about that. Um, I also, and there's also, like, young players too that I really like, as in a Robert Thomas, who I think will be the future captain of the St. Louis Blues. I do. But the point that I'm trying to make, Dean, Neighbors, Hoffer, all the guys I mentioned, that's the future of St. Louis. It's not the guy, and God, I'm not like, geez, okay. When I'm saying some of these things, I'm not being rude. I'm being nice. When you're above 25 in hockey, you're getting a little bit older. And I hate to say that. I'm 24, and you don't think it freaks me out a little bit that I'm looking at these guys that are younger, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm the old one. These kids that are 18, that's the future. Maybe some are 17, but I feel old as heck when I'm talking about, oh, well, if you're over the age of 25, you're going to be old in hockey. As I'm 24. Like, I used to be younger than, I mean, like, everybody used to be, like, younger than, 25 at one point, if you made it that far. But, oh, dark and twisty, oh no. Um, but the point I am trying to make here is that sometimes it just sucks. Okay, hold on. I just sneezed. I muted myself for a second. I said, hold on. I was like, hold the horses. Okay. Coming up is one of my favorite segments. I love doing this segment. But first, I'm going to tell you guys to make sure you download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Game Time is the best. Game Time is awesome. I use Game Time. It takes like 2 swipes, boom, boom, done. You got the tickets. You get to see where you're sitting before you even buy it. So you're not going to get scammed, because most things in life are scams. Just like this. No, I'm joking. Your comments to me are never scams. Some might be spams, but not scams. No, I love when you comment. So, drum roll, please. Are we feeling blue? I am feeling good today. We've had more good days than blue days. And what I'm going to say is this. I feel so much better about the St. Louis team after the most successful prospect development camp. The fact that, higher ups on the team came out and said that this camp was the best camp yet in years gives me hope. It gives me excitement. It gives me everything that I needed and more. So, yes. I am feeling good. I am not feeling down in any single way. But on the Are We Feeling Blue segment is when I go to your comments on YouTube, Twitter, wherever you want to comment, and I will talk to you and answer some of the questions, because this is your way of basically telling me, Hale, I enjoy the content, or you don't. I don't know, but I hope you do. And I want to hear your opinion on this side and that. Do you ever look out and you see an airplane and you just wonder where someone's going. Okay, that's like me right now. I I know, like, ooh, it's Friday. Okay. So, let's go see. Boom, boom, boom. This is from Dak Mac Fan. Do you expect the team to name SC before the start of the season? I know you talked about this on one of your early episodes. I think Shen would be the obvious choice, but maybe there's a reason why the franchise is holding off. That is a great question, Mac. I like Braden Shen. I could see him potentially being a captain. A little bit older, but that's okay. Captains don't have to be around forever. I think it's because two things. One, you have to look at longevity. So, how long will Shen actually still be around to be a strong leader on the ice physically? I'm not saying that he's not a good person off the ice, but you have to look at the longevity, right? I like Mr. Robert Thomas. I do. And he's young, and I'm not saying that young players can't be captains. Of course they can. Oh, I'm about to cough again. Of course they can. I believe he's only 23. Like Sidney Crosby was like what, 19 years old when he got named captain? It is possible, but maybe they're holding off because they want a guy that will, and it's, nothing on Shen, and I respect him. He's one of my favorite players besides Benner. It really does go like that. It goes Benner and then Shen, and I've been vocal about that. But maybe they're holding off because they want to make a guy like Robert Thomas the captain one day so he can play multiple seasons of being that long tenured captain. I don't really know the plan. I'm kind of hoping maybe they make some guy a cap. I don't like not having a captain. Okay. This is from Marty. Thank you for your question, by the way, Mac. Marty says, do you think any new players will be breakout stars for the team? I think it's going to be Neighbors, 100%. The most talented guy I think I've seen develop the past couple of years. He is the future of the team, and 100% I could see it being Neighbors. Let's go see. Okay. This is another question. Do you feel that Benner is elite? Before I read the rest of the question, yes. He has never been able to keep up elite regular season play over long stretches of time. Outside of St. Louis, I don't feel he ever gets mentioned on the top of the netminders. I feel confident with him being between the pipes in the playoffs, but he can't run down come April. Hopefully, Hofer can make 30 plus starts and be a great backup and win his share of games in the season. I'm definitely concerned into heading into 2023, 2024. Pretty much the same blue liners that underperformed last season. All right, so that's an interesting question. So, yes, Spinner is elite. I don't know why, but I feel like the National Hockey League, when it comes to teams that they talk about, it's never really St. Louis, right? It's always the same group of teams. It's newly Vegas now. Well, yeah. I mean, I know they won the Stanley Cup, but I feel like Vegas has been in the headlines, and then it's Chicago, it's Boston, it's been Anaheim a lot, probably because of Zegras, but it's still been Anaheim a lot. And then usually the Rangers, the NHL, and the Leafs. But the NHL doesn't do a good job of talking about every single team. When was the last time you heard them talk about the Minnesota Wild? Seriously. I know that was a random team that I just said, but in all seriousness, it's not uncommon for St. Louis to be passed up on in conversation because the national media, it's not our local media, it's the national media, um, doesn't want to talk about that. All right, this is from Richard, and I had to translate it because this is hi, greetings from Slovakia. Thank you so much. As I mentioned, I love that there's listeners from all over the world. It's the coolest thing in the planet, folks. So thank you, thank you. All right, let's go see. All right, so So Brian said, I'm cautiously optimistic that defense can just be better with no additions. If injury doesn't happen, I'm hoping they will be better. I mean, I agree. And as I was saying on yesterday's episode, and thank you so much, Brian, for your comment, I believe that even if you have a bad season, you need to make some kind of change on the defense end of things. Um, I don't like it. Okay. I'm going to be honest. I don't like that there's been no moves made. Maybe something this offseason, but what happened last season was unacceptable. And that was not the kind of hockey that I have expected for the Blues. I really don't. So maybe Army will do something with the rest of this offseason if any good guys are still left. But with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. I will be talking to you on Monday if nothing happens over the weekend in terms of emergencies, which I doubt there will be any like emergency podcasting needing to happen. But I will be active on Twitter, so make sure you follow at Locked On Blues and then my own Twitter at Haley T. Simon. This has been such a fun episode, okay? And I will see you on Monday. And like always, how I end the episodes, what do I always say? I'll wait. You can say it. Okay, I'm going to say it. Let's go, Blues.